We are live, Indiana Hoosiers Live 59. It is aptly titled Brad's Bowl Mania. I'll get into what that kind of means in a second. I've got some exciting things. I've got a surprise Brad doesn't even know. So he'll find out live on the
Whoa.
show. Yeah. I knew I'd have a way to rope you in.
Whoa.
Oh, yeah.
That's crazy.
It's a fun surprise, and it involves an old friend of ours, Brad.
Really?
Yeah, you'll understand what that means more.
I don't know. I have no idea where you could go so many different ways with that because we have so many old friends. You know, we have tons of old friends.
Yeah,
Who
exactly.
could it be?
You don't even know how old I'm talking.
Yeah, it could be of old as in like a year plus, or like old as in 9 years. Like the range is crazy. Oh, the possibilities are endless. Much like in Indiana football.
Exactly. There are no self-imposed limitations to what the surprise could possibly be. But I'll do a little bit of explaining for you.
That's why you deserve the flowers of being like the IU football guy. Because you've been saying no self-imposed limitations. I swear, for people maybe tuning in for the first time because we're finally ranked number 1 as we should be, this man right here has been saying how he's not going to put self-imposed limitations on this team basically since FIU. Maybe before that. Maybe before that too.
I won't put self-imposed limitations on a Curt Cignetti football team. I've simply seen too much.
Yeah, like I might be saying FIU, and that might be like late. Like he might have been on that before the first season even started, which I might have thought was just crazy at the time because with that particular team, first year, like there are limitations to a year 1 team with a head coach. Like there just are, right? But you get into year 2, totally agree with that sentiment. And I was on board. I was on board all year. I want to give myself some flowers, but he's been on it since the jump. And I just gotta give him Keys a shout out there, as he should be the face of IU football media.
I appreciate that, Brad.
Yeah,
I appreciate that. Well, I'm glad to get into this. Well, it's titled Brad's Bowl Mania. It's titled Brad's Bowl Mania because
who's Brad? I don't know Brad.
Roughly around a year ago, is when I started texting you about starting a podcast. And
2 years.
2 years ago, correct. And one of the things that we were trying to settle on was like, what are we going to name this thing, right? And so I had texted you a bunch of different names, I believe, starting with Brad's Beats, presented by keysportsnetwork.com, which, sidebar, if you've been trying to like read any of the articles I've been posting, clicking the links, and it's bringing you to this weird website, I apologize. Keysportsnetwork.com, I had let the whatever like run out on the URL, and I guess somebody, like, it was getting a bunch of traffic and some random website bought it. So none of like, I need to go like in the back end and figure that out. Like that's a whole other like side project for me, but extremely frustrating, but also kind of hilarious. But yeah, none of those articles are loading, so I apologize. But yeah, Brad's Beats. We had Goom's Games of the Week. This is my favorite one. Monday Night Mayhem, hosted by Goom and the Guys.
Goom and the Guys. I like that one. Goom and the Guys.
We had
the guys are just you. Because we were planning on having like way more guests than I think we originally thought, but I think we were just maybe naive to the fact of how actually this actually takes a lot of work doing this show weekly for almost 2 years now. It's going to be 2 years in June.
July, I think.
I think our pilot was June or July
4th, July 5th, something like that.
Yeah. It's 4th of July weekend is our birthday. So, yeah. So 1.5 years about. Going to be 1.5 years about at the Rose Bowl of this podcast. So that's cool. And I will be going to the Rose Bowl. I haven't bought my ticket yet, but as a Pasadena native, I will be going. I'll be buying those tickets later today. I believe I'll be going with my father. You know, a lot of my buddies were talking about sending it, but you know, those flights to LA are no joke, man. Let me tell you. I got mine before it happened because obviously I go there for the holidays, and yeah, I'm so excited to go. It's actually my first ever Rose Bowl game that I'll be going to. I've been to the Rose Bowl over 100 times, UCLA games, strictly. Never been to the actual Rose Bowl game, the crown jewel, the granddaddy of them all, and I couldn't be more stoked to be attending for my first time. So I always said, like, my first Rose Bowl would either be when UCLA or Indiana go, because I've never seen that in my lifetime. And here we are. Super quick. Well, too quick, baby. Like, yeah. Like, whoa. Anyways, not too quick. That was a joke, but yeah, and we'll probably be back next year too as we continue our. I don't want to talk Big Ten dynasty yet, but yeah, we'll let the season breathe a little bit.
100%. I want to get back to some of these names we were throwing around before we ultimately settled on Sigs Inside. But the spew was up there with Brad Goom Loomis, and the bottom line with Brad Loomis, I think, was the one I was trying to push the hardest.
Well, you were really dictating the names around me, which
yeah, I was trying to really
was
entice
your
you
way
to...
of like roping me in, but that's actually like a kind of a turnoff for me. Like, I don't want to be like, you're the main guy. I come on to give you ball knowledge and national perspective on everything from an IU fan, from a former UCLA fan. I don't know if I'm still a UCLA fan at this point. I don't think it's really a thing. Obviously, they're sentimental to me, much like the Jacksonville Jaguars. But I don't, I think it's just a page turned in the Goom story.
I love it. Yeah, it's funny though. The show.
Man, what did we settle on for people who only have been watching us since we've been live on YouTube?
I'm glad you said that. We ended up settling on Sigs Inside, an Indiana football podcast, which is we're live on right now on Twitter. So, and if you're watching on Twitter, you can hop on over to YouTube, check out the Indiana Voice of College Football YouTube page, like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. But I bring all of that up to say that one of the names I threw around was Brad's Bowl Mania, and I jokingly said it's a one-off, and that was one of the texts you did not respond to. But I think with 3 weeks before Indiana plays a football game, and given the fact that I've figured out the screen share technology, I think it's a good time for us to look at all of the bowl games and have you, Brad, the master of the eye test, run through all the bowl games and make your pick. And here's the exciting part, Brad. Here's the surprise.
Do I have to do confidence too? Because I haven't even looked.
No, I mean we could change the settings, but no, I didn't. Right. I didn't put confidence for the. I have the group locked for now, and it's going to stay locked. And what we're probably going to end up doing is you have to DM either me or the Sigs Inside account or the Indiana Voice of College Football account. We're partnering with SoCal Hot Sauce, and the winner of this group is getting a free bottle of SoCal Hot Sauce.
Love that. That's a great promo. Good stuff.
Yeah.
I just want to call it
surprise,
I want to call it Rock 420. He's saying he can't take me seriously. He's a sedimentary rock. So anyone else in the chat that's listening, don't listen to this guy. He's a sedimentary rock. He's not barely a rock. Barely.
Then Angela right below him is saying Big Ten or bust. I wonder who said that 4 months ago. Angela was all over from the jump. Could not have been more confident in saying this season would be a bust if they didn't win the Big Ten championship.
I just don't like the terminology or bust. I just don't believe in it.
I get it, but he called it.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I believe they could win the Big Ten title from the jump. Don't get it twisted, massive the eye test. Knew that it was possible. Getting it done's a whole different story to win that football. That game was a coin flip. Like, you know what I mean? Like, Fielding makes that kick, who knows what happens, right? Like, it just worked out in Indiana's favor this time around, and credit to us. Like, they deserved to win that game. They dominated from start to finish. Both teams played amazing in their own rights. Like, the defenses were unbelievable, really showed the country that, the best defense is now played in the Big Ten, where 3 years ago definitely was played in the SEC. And now, what does defense win?
Championships, Brad.
Wow, and the Big Ten's won the last 2 championships, and we've been saying ever since we've been live on YouTube how the Big Ten is now better than the SEC as of like right then and there. Like, it wasn't like we were trying to argue that the Big Ten was better than the SEC for 20 years before that, no, that was not the argument. We're saying right now, Big Ten is better than the SEC. And if you look at the bracket, it's hard for me to not put all 3 Big Ten teams in the semis when you see that draw, right? And it's
I get it, 100% get it. I would full blown agree with all of those statements. We'll get through some of the smoke, and then Brad, we're gonna run through the bracket. But I just wanted to set that up, tee you up, key in the people, and so I'll share the link at some point, probably after the video, after the live ends, either tonight or tomorrow or whatever, and we'll have the password and we'll figure it out. But yeah, I'm pumped.
Yeah, I'm fired up.
And we'll put you on the spot. So I don't know if you know this, Brad, but the Heisman voting officially
closed.
What
if I win the hot sauce?
Probably go to like the next highest. I don't know. It's merit based. We'll send the hot sauce to whoever.
Yeah,
whoever
I get the hot sauce, right? I might win the hot sauce, right?
You are the master of the eye test.
You got to earn that hot sauce, all right? You're up against the eye test. It's gonna be tough to figure out confidence though right? Because you got to confidence the bowl games, right? So I'll do that live too.
I said it as straight. Just pick the games.
Okay.
Just because I was going to try and be as inclusive as possible, but we can do confidence. Like we can talk off. We can figure it out.
Well, we got to set the rules right now.
What do you think? You want to do confidence?
We just
then I have to go in and like change all the settings.
Chad, what do you think? Confidence or straight up?
We'll see. We'll see what happens. But yeah, the Heisman voting is officially closed. Fan vote will be announced Thursday night. I believe it's 7 p.m. Eastern. So I'm definitely going to be keeping an eye on that. I feel like we, as a collective, the Indiana fans did a really good job of voting online. Obviously, it's hard to determine what the rest of the fan bases did because I'm not following really a ton of people who are tweeting like at the Heisman Trophy and tweeting hashtag Diego Pavia. It seems like they don't even know it closed. But yeah, the actual award's going to be announced on Saturday night. And so I'm super excited for, obviously, we believe Fernando Mendoza is the clear favorite. He jumped to like minus 1,000 on all the books. So very, very excited to hear his speech, hopefully. But Mendoza saying Pavia, Jeremiah Love, the Heisman finalists. Were you surprised?
Love, Pavia, Mendoza saying, right? Is that it? Just 4?
Mm-hmm.
So they didn't add an extra 5, which probably could have gone to.
I think it was Blake Horvath was special something. I think I saw.
Poor man's Haynes King. Honestly, we don't need to give Diego Pavia deserves runner-up in the Heisman.
Dude, all right. We can have the combo now because I'm glad you said that. It's just the way the Vanderbilt fans have positioned themselves, it has become like us versus them, and that's just not what I want this to be. Like, I'm happy for their program.
I'm such a Diego Pavia fan, like personally. Like I love watching him play. He comes out, he's like 5'10", probably like 220, just like so clunky looking, so off-putting. Then he goes out there and he's just like this great football player, throws it well, can run it, just an absolute gamer, like stud, like just dog in him, right? And yeah, I'm a huge fan of Diego Pavia, so I hate it's really come to this, but it is what it is. Like there has not been a player that has had more Heisman moments in a single year than Fernando Mendoza, as long as I've been watching the sport. I mean, I'm trying to think. Maybe Johnny Manziel. Like Johnny Manziel is up there probably, but besides that, like the fact that I'm comparing Mendoza's Heisman moments to Johnny Manziel is crazy in and of itself. Like I bobbled the ball on Tuscaloosa and threw it in the end zone and Ryan swoop.
White boy Rick leveled Johnny Manziel after his ridiculous Heisman take.
Well, Johnny's a big known Pavia like truther and advocate. Like I think they're really good friends. And
that is not surprising at all.
Yeah, it's just I think Pavia was on his podcast once, I think is what went down. And like that's where Manziel's coming from. Like, yeah, biased take. Like biased takes are everywhere, guys. Let's not overreact. Peace and love, brother. It's the holidays, right? Like, I don't know. I've never been into that. Maybe that's why I don't tweet enough, but it's just I've never been about that, like arguing on Twitter
I
nonsense.
love it.
Yeah, you'll get me time to time, but it's when I think you're being an idiot. But you can only argue with idiots so much.
Well, I don't know. I think it's just some of the things that have been coming out of these arguments have been hilarious. Like Hoosier Muse posting the side by side season stats of Mendoza and Pavia and having their names mixed up. So all the Vandy fans were replying like, "Thank you for the only rational person on the internet." And then he was like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I'm a klutz." Like, here's the actual real chart.
Yeah. And I think what's missing about this whole thing is that we actually have a really cool thing going down. We have 2 Latino quarterbacks as Heisman finalists. That's beautiful. That's awesome, especially in like I'm not going to get into the political climate of it all, but like America, melting pot, like dreams coming true, like the American dream, like seeing that happen, like having Pavia and Mendoza go to New York as Heisman finalists, Latino quarterbacks representing, their ethnicities, right? Like Mendoza being Cuban and Pavia being Mexican, like that is absolutely beautiful. And I think that whole narrative is kind of being missed between the Mendoza versus Pavia when it's like, we got 2 Latino quarterbacks. They're probably gonna finish 1 and 2 in the Heisman. That's really fucking cool. Never seen that before. I think people should be talking about that way more than who's gonna win because it's over. Vegas has Mendoza's
it could not be more over.
Votes are in. Mendoza's winning the Heisman. His speech is going to be unreal.
It's been a moment's Brad. It's been a moment's award. It's been a moment's award for our entire life. There's not a, like you said to start off this entire discussion. There's not a guy who's stacked nearly half as many moments as Fernando Mendoza has, and then he has the stats to back it up, and he has the wins, and he has the accolades. Like he was named the best player in the Big Ten. Like they named him the Silver Football. But he's the best player in the best conference on the best team in the country. Like, well, and then all of these people who are like big brand bias is ruining the Heisman, like seem to just forget that a cornerback wide receiver on a 10-win Big 12 team won the Heisman last year.
Wait, what was that thing about big brand bias? Like they're saying that Indiana is part of the big brand bias?
Yeah.
Are you shitting me right now? You're kidding. Someone said that?
Kidding.
That's crazy. Yeah. The funniest thing I saw was someone was it was a rage bait tweet. He was like 25% of Mendoza's yards came against Old Dominion, Kennesaw State, and Indiana State. That was the best thing I saw all day. People were getting livid, like correcting him, right? Like so fucking funny. But yeah.
Some people have a talent for this stuff.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. I'm better on the mic, I'm better going off rip on the mic, and that's my thing. I go on YouTube and I talk sports, and I talk Indiana football, and I talk a little college football on the side as well. But yeah, when are we getting on the Mark Rogers show? I feel like that has to happen in the next.
Dude, that's on us. That's like you can text. Mark is as accessible as anybody. Like it's very, very easy to get a hold of him, and he's like, yeah, sure, whenever you want, let me know. No, every time I reach out to him,
Teaser, set that up. Tell me the time and place. I'm there. Right. I can't wait to talk to Mark Rogers about we kind of rehash. Like maybe we can throw up some old clips of the off season when he was calling us crazy. I can't wait. I think that'd just be great content for the network, really, because I'm a company man. All right, I'm a company guy. I want views for the Voice of College Football. I think that would be electric if we got to talk to old Marky Mark, the old boss man, Ohio Stater.
Well, do you want me to come? Do you want me to invite him on our show or go on?
Both.
Do you want us to go on his show?
Both.
A home and home. Set up the home and home.
Yeah. Well, yeah. And John's making a good point. OSU doesn't lose much, but when they do, they bring out every excuse for the loss. And honestly, like talking to Ohio State fans, like in the real world, I don't think that's really the case. Like they were really giving praise to us and how we kind of exposed every kind of weakness they had as a team. And that's what it felt like, at least when they had the ball. Like they were so frustrated. And maybe there's some comments of Hartline was, one guy I was talking to, he's saying maybe Hartline was kind of punting, which we did talk about, but it's like, it's like I said, it's not good for anyone involved, right? Like Hartline took the
Well,
USFL.
no, there was
Like
a
he's
to
going to
your
be
point,
talking to
Brad.
recruits.
There was
Anyway,
a John Summerall posted a graphic of him and like half his body is Tulane, the other half his body's Florida, and he's saying I got 2 phones, 2 jobs, and 2 hours of sleep, and it's like, yeah, you're gonna basically split yourself in half if you don't pick one. It's literally not possible to run yourself into the ground like that. Signetti, the thing people don't even understand is like Sig fell asleep at the wheel and went up on the curb and blew the hubcap off his car in like the first week he was hired, like because he was putting so much work in trying to get like the team get it going in the transfer portal. Like if you don't commit like that guy did to where you're like all in on one place, like you're just behind because somebody's doing it. That guy's doing it. Kurt Signetti's doing it. So first of all, you're not beating that guy. And then if anybody's chasing him, you're already behind because you're half and half. Like you literally can't do it. Like I'm sure this is a complete prediction, but I'm guessing we're going to get an announcement in the next couple of weeks where Hartline's just not going to be with the team.
Yeah, and they played great. Like it was just
they did. Indiana's a really good team.
It was a heavyweight bout. If you watch that game and don't come away saying that's the 2 best teams in the country in a heavyweight bout, 2 best defenses, 2 best teams. Like it wasn't like the offenses were stalling. Like they were still making. Jeremiah was getting his. Surratt got his. Becker got his. Kalen Black was eating. We kind of stalled their run game, but like Bo Jackson was crazy impressive. We talked about how he has a lot of Le'Veon Bell style of running to his game, which is crazy to see as a true freshman. Like that was some high level football, and I don't know as an SEC fan if you watch that and you're just like our conference on the same level. Like we all watched the Georgia Bama game. Very lopsided.
The SEC hasn't released
talk about the draw
yet.
and like how maybe if we're going to punish BYU, you should punish Alabama too and put Notre Dame and Miami in. We can talk about that ad nauseum forever, but the field's set. It is what it is. We have our parameters and it's done. It's all done. And I hate arguing about things that are kind of set in stone, especially like Heisman takes and the playoff field and things like that. Like I saw like Pavia calling out the committee today about Vanderbilt.
Pavia also tried to tweet it at Donald Trump and asked them to extend the playoff to 16, and they wouldn't even have been in it with 16.
Do we need Vanderbilt in? Like,
no. Like, what are we talking
Bama
about?
barely qualifies to be contending for a national title right now, and they're in. Like, Miami, same boat. Like, we don't need to expand. We don't need to expand. They got in because they have a resume to get into a 12-team field, but like everyone who's in deserves to be in that sense, and no one else outside deserves to be in because if you can't make that field, you don't deserve to compete for a national title. Period. Because there's teams in there that don't, and they're in it anyways because it's already kind of too expanded. But I think 12 is perfect. Like I want to stand on business there. 12 is perfect. It's great for the sport. It's super exciting. It builds anticipation.
Did you lose me?
Yeah, a little. I think you froze. But damn, I was going crazy. Who would you rather play, Alabama or Oklahoma? Definitely Alabama, just for that Kalen DeBoer matchup. I think that would just be great narratives for the game going into it. Not necessarily like who I think they're both really good SEC teams. Like we're gonna get our money's worth regardless of who we get. So I don't really see as there's no easier path to a national title. Right, that needs to be.
There is no easy path. There's definitely no easy. This is the hardest time to win a national title.
It's like getting Oklahoma won't make it easier. Oklahoma's a good team. They got Mateer. They got a really good defense with Venables that's going to pressure the quarterback and probably give us some problems. Alabama has Alabama recruits and Kalen DeBoer, one of the great play callers of our time. Right, like we're going to get a good game in the Rose Bowl regardless.
Couldn't have said it better myself. You know what else is set in stone, Brad, and something that can't be argued?
What?
First team All Big Ten offense got announced last week through all this hoopla. Fernando Mendoza, first team Big Ten.
Because we didn't get to review it in the post games. We were talking about Ohio State the whole time, and it happened after our recording last Tuesday.
I think it happened like Wednesday or Thursday. Yeah, you're right. But yeah, Fernando Mendoza and Carter Smith on the first team. Elijah Surratt, Omar Cooper, Pat Coogan, Riley Nowakowski on the second team, Roman Hemby on the third team.
Nowakowski getting that shout, that's huge because he was a playmaker all year, scoring touchdowns, pass game, run game, made a huge impact. And I sold him short. Like it wasn't so much I was sold short. I sold him short. It was more so like, how are we going to use this guy? I was very intrigued that we brought in this H-back type tight end to our team. And I was curious, like, are we going to go more fullback? Are we going to go I formation? Are we going to have it with, and we ended up using him as a strict H-back. Like he was kind of off the line a lot and kind of would run routes off of that. And it's really cool to see how they use him. It seems like we have a mold of a type of tight end that works for us. But then you go to think like, it'd be nice to have the AJ Barners, the Colston Lovelands, the 6'6" blocking, receiving tight end down the line. But I mean, if we can get the job done with Riley Nowakowski, that's just a good sign of the system, right? Not trying to like diss his talent because I think he's gonna get some NFL looks at the fullback position for sure, no doubt.
100%. Something. What's interesting, Brad, is Trevor. I think, and I might have to go back and stat correct myself, but I believe in Trevor Gibbs's like commitment little snippet, he was playing. His highlights were from like that H-back type position. So I don't know if they.
I don't know. I watch him. I'm like edge. I
don't know. I'm just saying what the cutups were. Just saying what the cutups were.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
We'll see. We will see.
Yeah, that's a guy that might be like a both way guy. Like how they put Daly. How they put Daly in the fullback at times. That's Gibbs.
I like that tease, Brad. Well, I promise we'll talk about Stephen Daly. I promise we will. But I guess I want to put some. Let's talk about it now because I don't want to like sit here and be like, we have this like Stephen Daly news. No, we don't know. What the fuck? You know what I mean? Like, what am I supposed to make about what happened today? Like, a bunch of news or no news or like video. Like the videos don't look great. I'll say that from somebody who saw the videos on Twitter today. Like the videos do not look good. That being said, I keep going back to like I'm a fantasy football player. Tyrone Tracy, and for anybody who's a fantasy football player, got carted off the field in training camp. They thought he was going to like lose his leg type of thing. He was on the practice field the next day. So I have no idea. I quite honestly have no idea. I have not heard or seen anything that I don't know.
The funny thing to think about this is that, we've all heard the rumors that he's out for the year, things like that, and nothing's been come out that's official. Like non-season ending injuries are always held close to home in the Cignetti program. You don't really hear about them. You don't know about them until you're like, oh shit, Surratt's not playing today. Like what's going on? Then you kind of, go through the weeds. Oh, it's a hamstring thing. He'll be back. Every season-ending injury that has happened at Indiana has been announced. Wyatt, Drew Evans, Kidwell. So it was only 3. So it's been, keeping it. They haven't announced anything. People are alluding to ACLs. That's kind of a Stephen Daly decision. You can play on a torn ACL. You can. Is it smart? Is it, that's really up to the player. Like, what does he want to do? He has NFL aspirations, right? What's going through his head right now? He has a big decision to make, and obviously we don't know. I'm going off the fact that I just don't know the severity of the injury, but it's if it was season ending, typically it would be announced by now. So we just don't know anything until there's a report that comes out officially, because it just hasn't been. Nothing's been officially announced. So like patella tendon, like hearing that, like I heard ACL, like I don't know. There's a lot of things going around. So we could still have Stephen Daly. Now let's talk about the hypothetical where Stephen Daly's out. If you want to get ahead of it, right? Because I've been thinking a lot about it, obviously. Obviously with Wyatt already being out, makes the D-line pretty thin, especially on the edge, where our 2 deep's really strong, but like we really don't play past the 2 deep, right? So there's a lot of options that we can do here. Landino has played on the outside, can move outside. Definitely would be a bigger edge or an end that we'd have. And, It changed some things up, but like we've had those packages in the year, and Wheeler can go outside too. One thing I think would be really clever Bones Jones is one of the better pass rushers that we have on the team.
And I think Hardy also leads the team in sacks.
And with the Fisher injury, we've seen Utzinger and Caden Turner kind of fill that role a little bit and be able to be the stand-up linebackers when one of those the big three go down, right? And so moving Bones Jones to maybe that stud position, moving Kamara back to his natural end position could be something to look into if you're Brian Haynes. But, the point remains that they still have a ton of options personnel-wise. They have Brian Haynes who's going to cook and figure out the right path forward for the team regardless of what decision Stephen Daly makes. And I think they'll be fine, right? Like the defense is the best defense in the country, and they proved that in the Big Ten championship game. Losing one guy, if you ever watched Bama over the years, losing one guy, it's not really going to derail the train. You know what I mean? Like it's not going to set the train off course completely, right? So, yeah, tough loss. But when you're the number one team in the country, you find a way forward.
I like that with the caveat that is
we don't know anything.
We don't know anything.
Yeah.
I thought it was interesting that I don't even want to point these things out, but there was the Mike Kadick tweet where he was like tweeted it something and then it got quickly deleted and then it came out as like an if type of thing. I don't know. I hate speculating about these types of things, especially when, and as stupid as this sounds, right? Especially when it could be some type of competitive advantage for Indiana, right?
Yeah.
You want whoever has to play us in the Rose Bowl to be thinking about Indiana's defense at full strength or whatever full strength would be at this time of year. And so, I don't know.
Call your sources.
Call your sources. No, these are the types of things.
We are not telling the whole story. I'll tell you that. That's it. But like, we also don't know. Like, our insider sources are just insider sources.
I am not a newsbreaker. I am a reactor. These aren't the types of things that I chase. I want to, like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't want to know. I really don't want to know. Like, if the kid is out for the year, like, I don't want to know. I'd rather
it'll be announced if he is. I feel like, because every time it has happened, it's announced, right? And it just we haven't heard anything yet. It's Tuesday. The injury happened on Saturday.
Well, and in college, you don't have to officially put anything on paper until 2 hours before a game is being played. And Indiana doesn't play a game until the first of the year. So I'm sure we won't. My guess is we probably won't know. And I'm okay with that. And no, I'm not going to go try and find out. But no, it's like, I don't know. I can't sit here and be like, I saw those videos and my heart dropped. Like, you know what I mean? Like so it's like, I don't know. It's hard to see a couple of the videos that were just on Twitter today and not just be like, I can't believe what I'm looking at.
Yeah. The presser clip was real interesting.
The presser clip wasn't great either, but that could have been anything. Again, that could be anything.
That could have been anything is another thing. But one made the eyebrow raise a little bit.
So like I love speculation. I love reading the tea leaves. I love trying to like figure out information that's not there, except for when it pertains to situations like this where it's like I don't know, some information
when
just
it's like injuries of a kid and his life is like altered, like it's why are you speculating about? I just don't think it's not fair to Stephen Daly, and
it's not my story to tell. I just I just don't want to go find
how he wants to go about it. So we'll keep you updated. We'll know
until Kurt Signetti stands at a press conference and says something. Nothing is official.
Wheeler is also healthy as far as I know.
Yeah, I have not seen or heard anything about Wheeler. Has been great all year, and I would assume is going to.
He did. All right, first play of the year, he missed that assignment. Colton Joseph, he didn't stay home on Colton Joseph.
That's true.
We were literally saying all week. I texted you. I was like, Jose Wheeler's gonna fucking drive me up a wall this year. I just know.
And guess what? He did not.
He Yeah, not as much as I probably anticipated in that moment. Yeah.
Along with all the other awards Fernando Mendoza picked up last week, or in the last week, he also picked up a Manning Award finalist nomination, which is the most outstanding quarterback in the nation.
Yeah, he's gonna sweep the Unitas, Manning, Davey O'Brien, Maxwell. He's gonna win. He's gonna get a clean sweep this year, and he deserves it. I mean, there's just the storylines, man. Like all the close wins, getting knocked out first play of the game in the Big Ten championship game, and then beating the number one team in the country. Like that's just a Heisman moment in and of itself. Regardless of the individual throws that he made, just that whole narrative of him getting knocked down, getting back up, and winning the ball game is just, it's like storybook, right?
I could not agree more. And then
How
I also
everyone
wanted to
missed
point
this
out that
kid, man. He won a state title at Columbus High School in Miami. How no one he's 6'5". No one was just like, oh, it's like a you would think like, Cal is smart. They were like, smart school. They were like, oh, we'll take a flyer on him, right? Like, hell yeah. Like you would think that like how is UCF like not going after him, or like a UCF or a how did they miss him? I'm not saying he should have gone to Florida or Miami, but regionally, like there's so many.
he definitely should have gone to like
missed.
the fact that Golish wasn't recruiting him with the Russian-Cuban alliance didn't happen is kind of nuts, but I'm thankful for that. Thank you. But he had a press conference today for accepting the Heisman, and his quotes were just absolutely gold. Like his Heisman speech is going to be absolutely incredible. Carter Smith was named Big Ten Offensive Lineman of the Year as well. Completely earned honor. He's been locked down all year. Somebody's name who we like nobody says enough. So very cool to see him get honored in that way.
Perfect. Do you think Freeman leaves for the Giants? I hate to sidetrack with the chat, but Brandon Lethgo's going crazy right now. Do I think Freeman leaves for the Giants? Last time a college head coach left for the NFL was that Matt Rule or Urban Meyer? Doesn't matter because both failed, and it just Nick Saban failed in the NFL. Like I don't even know if that's the right move for the Giants. To be honest, that might happen. Is Carter Smith returning next year? No, he should go first round, but his measurables aren't quite there. But he will definitely go, as he should. He led the sack all year. Like, all right, do you want measurables, or you want a guy who doesn't give up a sack? Like,
do you want measurables or production? What do you want?
Make up your mind, scouts. All right, he's like Will Campbell basically. It's like he's gonna get all these weird physical like knocks on him, but it's like he's damn good left tackle. It doesn't really matter. So he's been a really good, damn good left tackle for 3 years now, and glad people are starting to pick up on it.
I'll stay short and sweet. I thought the call sheet like 80-something% he's definitely leaving was a funny like little blip, but I would be stunned if Freeman left for the Giants.
Yeah, I'd be dumbfounded if the Giants offered him the job. Like that's where I'm at. Like, the Giants are offering who?
I wanted the Jets to hire him last year.
Like I think Mike Kafka is a better option than him. To be honest, he at least is in the NFL. Like the NFL is just so different from college. It's men versus kids. Like, it's a completely different like job. It's not like he's playing them in there and he's like, oh, all of a sudden they're gonna have this great culture and they're gonna like. That's not how it works. It's an operation. It's a business. It's a company, right? Like it's not like you're the highest paid like employee at a school. Like no, you're the head coach at a company, a business where grown men go to work to play football. 32-year-old nose tackles. Like we're like it's just different. It's not even the same thing. I wouldn't do it if I were the Giants. But that Giants GM, did he get fired yet? That guy?
No, I don't think so. But the one Twitter account that everyone thinks is his burner is really funny.
Yeah. What does he think about? What does his burner think about the Freeman hire? I'd ask the burner if he's going to go to the Giants or not.
I don't know if you saw this, Brad, but the Kirkwood and Dunn boys riled up the Ohio State fans last week, which prompted Trent to hop on with our Mark Rogers. That video dropped on our channel, so if you want to go check that out, I thought that was pretty funny. And that was a really good conversation about Ohio State and Indiana. So if you guys want, definitely go check that out. James Bamba was awarded the a Big Ten sportsmanship honoree. Shout out to James Bamba.
Hell yeah. Former walk-on. There we go. Walk-ons that we talk about, you know. And yeah, he's been productive. Deserves it.
I want to give you a shout out, Brad, for your college football playoff cheat sheet.
Nailed it. Well, I did get it. It was slightly wrong because they ended up flipping Notre Dame and Miami.
It's true.
Was weird, like at the time when you're tweeting that out, because those teams weren't playing. So like the idea that you can flip them is weird, right?
It was unprecedented.
Unprecedented stuff. So I was slightly wrong in that sense, but I nailed it in the sense that yes, the Tulane, who they played, North Texas, was a play-in game for the tournament, for the playoff. And, you know, if Virginia lost, James Madison would be in. That was basically the main point of that whole tweet. And, yeah, I nailed it.
Yeah.
Personally, I think BYU should have been in with Alabama, personally. But if they're going to do it that way, it should have been Notre Dame and Miami over Bama and BYU. So.
There were a lot of 2024 Hoosiers in the building, including somebody we forgot to name on Sunday night, Jalen Walker. It was really cool to see him with a Big Ten championship shirt on. Just all those guys who laid the foundation last year, who never got the respect they fully deserve for the year they had. They all deserve to be a part of that.
That guy just loves football. That's why he was there. He was just like, oh, there's football on here. Oh, shit. I played for this
Both Jalen Walker teams are in the playoffs. Who's surprised?
He was like, oh, my God, I played for this team last year. He's just showing up for a football game. He didn't even know Indiana was playing. He just saw football was there.
And then the Maple Missiles 21-day practice window was officially opened. The reports that I was seeing were saying that he's probably not going to get activated. But if Curtis Work is going to have a chance to play in the 2025 NFL season, it would happen in the next couple of weeks. So shout out to the Maple Missile.
Shout out to him. He's going to have a great career in the league. I think Signetti's prepared him super well. And, you know, he's in a perfect spot. Like, if you want to work at a company, the San Francisco 49ers is a damn good company to work for, I'd say. They have a pretty good head honcho and Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch. And it's a good place to work. There's a lot of bad places to work too in that company.
Yep. This is true.
Yeah, I guess it's the NFL is the business, and then he works at the San Francisco 49er department.
Yeah, sure. We'll workshop it.
Yeah, what team? They call it teams in corporate, so it's like, what team are you on? I'm on the Niners. Oh, that's cool. I'm on the Giants, or the Jags, or the Bears.
And we already went over it, Brad, but we're officially Rose Bowl bound. So you can look at the gear, you can look at all the pomp and circumstance that comes with playing in the Rose Bowl game. Brad, you would know better than pretty much all of us.
Pasadena, born and raised, pretty surreal, pretty awesome. It's like I almost made this happen myself. You know, I started a podcast, and then 2 years later, they're in the Rose Bowl, my stadium. It's pretty cool.
It's pretty cool.
Pretty cool.
Listen, the Hoosiers are going to be playing in California a lot more. Makes it a little bit more accessible for those California kids.
Hey, every Big Ten championship, we're going to the Rose Bowl. So it's probably going to be a little tradition for the next 8 years plus.
I love it. Probably the most random person to come out of the woodwork to defend Fernando Mendoza was the rapper Plies, who had an awesome tweet about Fernando Mendoza.
That's Fernando's favorite rapper?
No, that's not what I said. But that guy just he just had a tweet about Fernando Mendoza. I'm not even sure how it popped across my timeline, but that was funny awesome.
Because so many casuals that just watch the postseason, the championship games, found out who Mendoza was for the first time. and they're just cracking up as much as anyone. You know, famous Los, like he had a funny
Yes.
video at the Mendoza speech at the end, which so full of emotion, so full of passion, is great. Can't wait for his Heisman Street post. But what did Ply say?
Ah, shit. Now you put me on the spot. I don't know. Let's get a Pac-12 memory of the week while I find this.
Pac-12 memory of the week. I mean, we could go Rose Bowl themed, I guess.
I found it. If you want to hold off.
No, I can go. I might have already used this before, but first thing that came to mind. Stanford's 5 wide against Iowa. 5 wide. Kevin Hogan, quarterback. Slant. Christian McCaffrey touchdown. Too easy. First play of the game. First play. Electric. Shout out to Christian McCaffrey, one of the best players I've seen live, personally, along with I don't know, a few guys on this Hoosier team probably. I don't know. He's up there. Marcus Mariota is probably the biggest one that sticks out in terms of just guys I've seen in the Rose Bowl. Like, that guy was just a problem. He could fucking throw it 80 yards. He could, when he ran, he was like, oh my God, that guy's huge. And he's the fastest guy on the field. He was like by far the best athlete of anyone. And then, obviously he gets old, goes in the league for a little bit. That kind of goes away. It's just unfortunate. Kind of starting to see it with Lamar a little bit, which is tough to hear.
No, I don't want to ask you a Lamar Jackson. I think that's more so like the hammy stuff. He's or whatever lower.
Yeah, but like, as he gets older, like he's not going to be as fast as what he was when he was 25 years old. It's just not. It's just not
how the body works.
What's good for Lamar is I think he's really developed as a pocket passer, and he'll be just fine. Like he just won't be as dynamic as a runner, but he'll still be able to make those plays outside the pocket, and he's a great, very underrated pocket passer, and yeah, he'll be fine. I'm just saying he's not as electric as he was. That stuff just slows down when you're like I'm 27 and my ankles kill me every day. Like I don't know. These guys play in the league. I'm sure they're hurting a lot more than I am. Sure they are.
Here's the Plies tweet, Brad.
Yeah.
He said, I've seen a lot of people calling Fernando Mendoza goofy, corny, lame, fake, etc., etc., etc. Walking with Christ comes with a lot of scrutiny, but the rewards are so much greater. Always remember, when you're praising the wrong things, the right things can look unrecognizable.
Nailed it. That's good stuff right there. That's good. Because he is a dork, he is a dork. Like, we gotta acknowledge that. Like, he's a dorky guy. It's fine. He's my dork.
Well, dude, it goes back to
no other fan base can call him that besides me. If anyone called him that, I'm not cool.
Well, it goes back to something you said in the beginning of the season, where it was like, we listened to his Hoosier Connect interview, and it's like, what do you like to do outside of football? And he's like, I like community.
Yeah,
it's
community. I called that out so early. I was like, this dude is a freak. Like, oh my God.
The best way. Like, the guy literally cares about family football.
Where it's like, I want you taking the snaps at quarterback when we're in the Big Ten championship game against Big Ohio State. I wouldn't want anyone else besides Fernando.
Speaking of Fernando quotes, his quote saying the flipping champs at the end of his interview, and then sitting on Pat McAfee. Jesus. Sitting on Pat McAfee and basically saying that, like, I was thinking of Indiana's public image, which is why I didn't curse. But
man,
Hoosiers Connect, the NIL collective.
How do you not take him 1 overall, man? Rams got to make a move for him, man. They got to. That
came out. There's a PFF mock draft that came out today.
Falcons might just do the job for him, honestly. Shout out Mike Penix. Shout out. It all comes full circle, these things. It's really funny. It's funny how things work out.
But Pro Football Focus released a mock draft today that had that happening. Had Mendoza going to the Rams at 1. But his Hoosiers Connect took his flippin' champs quote, also took Kurt Signetti's schools that suck quote, put them on t-shirts. You can pre-order those now. They're only $20 on the collective's website, so definitely go check that out. If you haven't put in your pre-orders, go put those pre-orders in. And they have a pre-order for Brian Haynes' black I'm in for Indiana hat. And Brian Haynes officially just got announced as a Burroughs Award finalist. He was also announced as the AFCA FBS Assistant of the Year.
Well deserved. I mean, stay away. Anyone, stay away. Just give him $3 million. Get it done. 100% job security, coach in waiting. Get him everything he wants. And I think he will stay loyal. Like, that's a guy who took the IUP job. $8K.
It becomes a situation of, if either of those coordinators want to leave, they've put more than enough on paper that warrants anyone looking at them for any job openings. It comes down to if they want to leave or not. Do they want the added responsibility of being a head coach while likely taking a pay cut, which is something that Curt Cignetti did at the most extreme level to take his first head coaching job? If those guys want to do that at a much less extreme clip, like, both of those guys have earned that right. It obviously hurts a lot more if they do it now than if Indiana's like prepared for it or something like that. But I don't know. Money won't be the reason why those guys leave. At least, like, it'll be like if either of those guys want that position, like, we weren't going to keep them anyway.
Yeah, some guys just want a new change, right? Like, you want the new job, right? It's.
And I have not seen anything.
They're not going in this cycle. It's over.
Well, the Toledo job is open, and that's one where I'd be looking at, given how good he is at recruiting the state of Ohio. But
Toledo head coach or #1 team in the country defensive coordinator, go.
It's a no-brainer. I'm just saying, if he wants it, it's there. That's all I'm saying. That's the point.
I feel like,
but he is the best of the best.
He's
the best assistant coach in the country.
Or for a Power 4 job where they're getting at least $5 million, where you just can't match that. If you're Indiana, right? Like, it's the only way that happens. It's Tosh Lupoy, Will Stein all over again. We'll see how those work out.
I want to take this time to shout out the Burner Army. Cheesy was the first person I saw tweet this out. But in order to give back to the Mendoza brothers, to Fernando, for what he did on the field this season, the IU Burner Army decided to really put a push into the Mendoza Bros fight against MS. When I first saw this idea, or this grassroots movement start, was yesterday at 11:30 a.m. The goal was 50,000 in total donations. They were about $15,000 to $20,000 from their goal. When I checked just before the show, they were at 60,000 and counting. The goal had actually been reached. The goal had been surpassed. There's now a new goal of 100,000. So shout out to all the Hoosier fans who got involved. If this is the first you're hearing of it, go search up the link. The link's been everywhere. You can get involved, share, retweet stuff, all that good stuff. But yeah, it's just cool when, like, Twitter especially can be a weird place sometimes, I'll call it. But this just kind of reminds you of the power of that app. And Hoosier fans like to give back.
Of course they do.
But over $20,000 raised for.
Let's get more.
Fight against MS.
Do more. I've donated. I donated $10, but if everyone did that, we'd definitely surpass 20K.
Yeah, whatever you got. It's not a competition type of thing. Like, if you can give $1, you can give $10, you can give $50. You know what I mean? Like, give what you can give, and like you said, if everybody can give something, then let's see where we're at. But
exactly.
Yeah, very, very cool. And then also, just kind of, I think this is the last thing I have on Mendoza. He tied the program record he set the program record for touchdowns responsible for, and he's now officially the top-rated quarterback in college football 26.
As he
and
should
Indiana
be.
is the top team.
Did he break the Antoine Randall record? Is that the record he broke? Had to be.
Probably.
Had to be.
I'm going to say probably, so I don't have to stat correct myself. Ian Plaskoff had a post of the 25 total sacks Oregon and Ohio State gave up. 11 were from Indiana.
That's 44%.
It's a big number.
crazy.
Oh, I lied. This is the last Mendoza thing I have. If Mendoza wins the Heisman Trophy, he would be the first Heisman Trophy winner since Troy Smith to play at Kinnick the year he won. There was an
Really?
Iowa beat reporter that tweeted that out.
That's crazy. That's I mean, I guess there hasn't been that many Big Ten winners in recent memory.
And if they're going to win, they probably weren't playing at Kinnick.
Yeah. It's kind of a cool little factoid, but I guess when you kind of break it down, it's really not.
that was from
all the variables.
That was from Owen Sebring on Twitter. IU's offensive line was named a Joe Moore Award finalist. And it's not just the defenses that are the best in the Big Ten, Brad. It's also the trenches on the offensive side of the ball, because all three finalists were from the Big Ten. Along with Indiana, you had two Indiana scheduled opponents, Iowa and Oregon.
I thought they had a bad schedule this year, but no, they had Conference USA champion Kennesaw State. They had the two best O-lines in the conference, the most talented team in the country in Penn State, and they had to beat Ohio State, the defending champs. So take that for a bad schedule.
According to Fox Sports PR, the Big Ten championship game was the most watched Big Ten championship game on record at 18.3 million. It was the most watched bowl game of the weekend, more than the SEC championship. They won the shocker. The Big Ten won the head-to-head battle with the ACC. I don't know if anybody was really sweating that one out. And it became the third most.
I actually had double screen at my own place.
It became the third.
People. Some people had some action. All right, like we had.
There's nothing wrong with watching both games. I'm just saying.
Volume was off for sure.
It was also the third most watched non-college football or non-bowl college football game ever on Fox.
Say that again. Sorry.
Third most watched non-bowl game on Fox.
Ever. Wow.
Then obviously we got the Don Fisher video, which was electric, absolutely unbelievable. Also, we got, I believe it was the Big Ten Network put one out of like using the Fox broadcast, and so it was Gus and Klatt, and that video was also really well done.
Yeah.
And then CJ Skiffers. We
haven't figured that out yet.
I don't know. We got to learn it soon, Brad. Indiana Mr. Football on the offensive line. But yeah, he was just named Indiana Mr. Football on the offensive line. And then some nugget that came out of Fernando's presser today was that the entire team's going to be off for 2 weeks.
Yeah,
which is good.
Yeah, get healthy.
All right, Brad, are you ready?
I think so. I'm as ready as I'll ever be. Whoa, we got a graphic. This is cool.
No, we don't have a graphic.
No, we got something else on the screen besides our faces, which is kind of new.
Yeah,
I like it. I gotta go big screen here so I can like see what's going on.
But yes, we have the ESPN college bowl mania pick'em. I don't have like the confidence set up, but the group is set up. You can go check it out. The group name is Indiana VOCFB.
Yeah, we'll just go straight up. We'll just keep it as is, and yeah, we'll rip it.
Yeah. We'll tweet a link.
We gotta start with the Celebration Bowl.
Yeah, we are starting with the Cricket Celebration Bowl. We got South Carolina State and Prairie View A&M. Brad, who you got?
Just based on logos, I haven't watched either of these teams play all year. I'm gonna go South Carolina State. I think that's always they play in the tougher conference, so I'm gonna go with them. That's all I got.
The bucked up LA Bowl, Brad.
Also, shout out my Montana Grizz got a huge dub over South Dakota State. Put up a 50 ball on them. I think this is the year for my Grizz. If it couldn't get any better for me, the Montana Grizz are a wagon, and they might win the FCS title. I'm pumped about it.
That's big time. The bucked up LA Bowl, Brad. Boise State and Washington.
Remember when this is called the Jimmy Fallon LA Bowl? That was funny. And then the Gronk Bowl
No,
or
I
something.
don't.
It was the Jimmy Kimmel Bowl. Jimmy Kimmel LA Bowl. But now it's the Bucked Up LA Bowl in SoFi Stadium. We got Maddox Madsen taking on Demon Williams. Boise State, they won the Mountain West title. Mountain West champs. Right?
Yes.
Mountain
In a
West
pretty
champs.
dominating fashion. It was
Yeah. Like we picked on the pod. I think I clean sweep the championship games, by the way. I need some credit.
I do think I don't think I want to go back and rewatch the tape on those. I'll say that.
Yeah, I clean sweep them besides Western Michigan winning the MAC. I think I picked everything else correct. Anyways, Washington here for sure.
How you picking against the Big Ten? You can't.
I just can't. I can't. Not when it's against a Group of 5 team.
This is the IS4S Salute to Veterans Bowl.
Yeah, two conference runner-ups going after. This is like high-level football right here. This is Troy runner-ups in the Sun Belt, Jacksonville State runner-ups in the Conference USA. Troy has been one of the most consistent programs, regardless of who's coaching them over the last 20 years. They're always in the bowl games. They're always contending. They're always doing stuff. Jacksonville State, a little different story. Comes up from the FCS, after that upset against Florida State years ago, if people remember. That was a big upset on the road week 1. So Jacksonville State's got some juice to them. Weaker conference is the Conference USA here. Got to go Troy. Got to go Troy here with the Sun Belt just being the stronger conference overall. But if I were to put confidence on this would be low confidence. I think Jacksonville State's very capable of picking up a dub here.
I like the reasoning. I can't argue. Like this is very well thought out. Pick 'em here, Brad.
Yeah, you're getting into the mind of
the master of the eye test.
Yeah, South Florida, no head coach.
Old Dominion, no quarterback.
He's not playing in this game.
He hit the transfer portal. He's definitely not playing in this game. I know this is so frustrating. If I'll say,
oh my God, Colton Joseph would have ran circles around the Bulls, man.
I love this. I loved this football game so much when it got announced, like on paper, and then I remembered that he's in the portal and there's no way he's playing in this game. Because why would you? And it's just like that sucks. But that Old Dominion team was really good, and I hope is it Ronnie? I think it's Ronnie. Ricky Ronnie recruited behind Colton Joseph because that USF team is good.
Colton Joseph's a special talent. It's going to be hard to backfill that. I like the Bulls here. I think they have more talent top to bottom. Golesh leaving a very strong roster.
They do have a coach.
I feel lame because I'm taking all the popular picks right now.
Is Hartline coaching the bowl game, Brad?
Is Hartline? I don't think so.
Jake Butt had a very similar rant to the one I went on last week, where I almost clipped my rant and reposted it to his rant, basically saying that it's impossible to have 2 jobs at the same time, and that there is a very large majority of Buckeyes fans that just no ill will towards the guy, but just want him to move on, and I think that's fair.
Yeah, I think so too. Raging Cajuns versus the Blue Hens.
68 Ventures Bowl, Brad. What you got?
This is a good color matchup, by the way. Great color matchup. Elite color matchup. Great helmets from Delaware. Hope they go Delaware homes and Raging Cajuns away uniforms here. I don't even know where this game's being played, but I used to be a 68 employee myself, so this bowl hits home for me. I gotta look at where this game's played first. Hold on.
Is that going to drastically change
a little bit? Being played in Mobile. So what used to be the GoDaddy Bowl, one of my favorites, is now the 68 Ventures Bowl. It's hard to keep up with all these new ad changes and stuff like that. I like the Blue Hens here. It's their first year, I believe, in the FBS. They're a proud program. made their way up. Joe Flacco, shout out.
They recruit very heavily out of the Shore Conference, Brad.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, so there's my first non-popular pick. I'm going Blue Hens here. Myrtle Beach Bowl, Battle of Champions here. This is like NIT right here. Two teams that just missed out on the playoff because of the auto bid rule. They got to expand it. More auto bids, more Western Michigan, more Kennesaw State in the playoff.
How could we not get an Amari Odom playoff run, Brad? How could they take that from us?
It's disgusting. Dude's a baller.
Horrible.
Taking the Owls here. Got to.
Have to. Who? What do you got for the Union Home Mortgage Gasparilla Bowl, Brad?
I feel disgusting that I didn't take ODU and I'm taking Kennesaw State because ODU is I called that out so early. Like they were going to be an 8-9 win team, contend for the Sun Belt. I was all over that.
If Colton Joseph's playing in the game, I would be giving you a whole bunch of shit for that, but he's not.
He's just not.
The Union Home Mortgage Gasparilla Bowl.
Ooh, a 50-50, so I got to do a coin flip. This one's actually very straightforward for me. Very straightforward. Very. I remember watching NC State earlier in the year, and I was like, that team stinks. So I'm taking Memphis. I know they're a good team. I'm taking Memphis here.
No head coach for Memphis, I think.
I don't care.
They named somebody.
It doesn't matter who coaches at Memphis. They're throwing the rock, and they're throwing it efficiently.
Calvin Austin had 2 straight 1,000-yard receiving seasons on the outside at Memphis.
I mean, they were good. I remember they beat UCLA on the UCLA went to Memphis and they couldn't get it done. Scary team. I don't want to play Memphis ever. I don't ever want to play Memphis. Don't ever schedule Memphis. We'll probably beat them by 30, but don't ever schedule Memphis.
Do you want to skip the playoff game for now and come back to it?
No, we can do it. I like going through it. I don't want you scrolling around too much. So I guess we'll do a quick little gut check. Obviously, we'll do a more in-depth preview on the playoff field as we should because we're in the playoff.
Yeah, we'll do a show.
We'll be covering the playoff pretty well, in my opinion.
Let me sidebar you real quick because here's my thinking for what the show is going to look like for the next couple weeks. Obviously, it's not going to be game week until 2-3 weeks from now. So there will be 2 to 3, at least 2 to 3 shows in the next couple weeks with various guests that I'm working on setting up or have been in contact with. And so we will have some guests and some exciting stuff over the next couple weeks. So that's what that's going to look like. But as far as like a full-blown college football playoff show, we'll probably do that next week, right? I don't know. What's the calendar look like? Starts in 10 days. Yeah, next week. But yeah, so gun to your head, Brad, real quick. I don't want to stress you out too much. Who do you like?
I want to play Alabama so bad. Gut check. I like Oklahoma here. Here's why. Mateer's playing. I think they've only lost 1 game with Mateer at quarterback. They beat Alabama earlier in the year at Tuscaloosa. And I know I'm a big proponent of can't beat teams twice. It's really hard to do that. And I'll be going against it, which did me very well in the conference title games, right? This is a home game for Oklahoma. I think that needs to be addressed. They're going to Norman.
That's the thing I keep forgetting when I keep talking about this game. Is that these are all home games.
They're going to Norman, just like we would have in 2020 if they expanded the 12-team field in COVID. They're going to Norman. It's not an easy place to play, especially in a playoff environment that's going to be taking place on a Friday. Like we remember the standalone. I was there at Notre Dame. Electric atmosphere. It was buzzing. You could feel it, goosebumps on your. It wasn't just the cold. Like it was electric atmosphere there. Gut check. I got Oklahoma. That might change, but I would love to see Alabama in the Rose Bowl against the Hoosiers. But
for narrative's sake, I would much rather see Alabama just because they've been the more vocal fan base. Like I don't have any real gripes with the Oklahoma fan base. You know what I mean? It'd be a much more respectful week if it was Oklahoma. I'd say
I just love that Venables defense. That was a big reason why I picked them to make the playoff earlier in the year. I thought they were going to take a step up on offense significantly, and that defense was going to stay the same at worst. And they made the playoff. And so
that game is
kind of a good call by me early in the year.
a very good call by you, Brad. A little personally frustrating for me. Oklahoma and Indiana are two of the 3 football teams we have in our all sports draft. And so I'm going to cannibalize myself and obviously hoping it's Indiana. But we'll talk about that when we get there. Another college football playoff round 1 game, Brad. The Miami Hurricanes travel to College Station to take on the Texas A&M Aggies.
Oh my God. It is going to be insane.
But did Beck play there last year?
I don't believe so. I don't think that would help them either, to be honest. But I'm glad they have an ACC representative in the field. I think that it feels right. You know, it feels right when you look at the bracket. Like there's there's 2 group of 5 teams, and there's at least an ACC team in there. You know, it just feels okay to me. Just looking at it. I like A&M home advantage, getting it done. Marcel Reed says he's coming back next year. They're buzzing, they're juiced up. A&M's a damn good football team, and I think they're going to show it against Miami. I trust that system more than I trust Miami, where I've always had doubts, and I was almost right about them again. Dropping those 2 games in the ACC, you just can't trust them yet. Cristobal's building something, though. I'm going to give him some
keep
credit.
making the wrong, or I don't want to say keep making the wrong choice at quarterback because Cam Ward was just number 1 overall pick, but not even giving a look to Mendoza is obviously laughable now.
Yeah.
College football playoff round 1, another game, Brad. Tulane Green Wave and half of their football coach are taking on Ole Miss and their full football coach. Who you got in this one, Brad?
I got Ole Miss. It's really frustrating because they don't have. Is Summerall coaching the game? Is he going to be on the sidelines during that game?
He says he is now, but if he might not physically even make it to the guy's operating at a pace where you can't possibly sustain. Like it's if he wants to win at Florida, no, he won't be on the sideline.
Yeah, I have Ole Miss here, but Tulane definitely has a shot.
They played earlier in the year and
they're very talented.
Ole Miss killed them.
This is a rematch?
Yeah.
I didn't even know that.
Auto bids, man. I'm not. That's not to say the group of 5 doesn't deserve to be in. That's not what I'm saying. But that's a tough matchup. To rerun that game back is tough.
Speaking of tough, Oregon. All right.
Famous Idaho Potato Bowl.
Remember Washington State gave Ole Miss a scare, but then they also got whooped by 50 to North Texas. What an interesting team. This has coach. These 2 not play this year?
I don't think so. I'm not 100% sure though off the top of my head, but Washington State's head coach is now the head coach of Iowa State. So
Yeah, Utah State did not get. I like Utah State here. Here's something. They put up 35 on Vanderbilt, and they put up 22 on A&M.
That's something. That's definitely something.
That is something. They might just have a really bad defense. Is probably what the issue is. But in a bowl game, they might just show up that day. Who knows? I like Utah State here.
All right. What about Bush's Boca Raton Bowl?
Poor Toledo, Louisville.
Right.
Yikes.
No head coach Toledo.
My days. That's tough for them.
The New Orleans Bowl.
Miller Moss is going to put up his 5 touchdowns in a bowl game again and might get hype, but then everyone's going to forget that he's like a 5th-year, 6th-year senior.
Tyler Shuck-esque rise.
Yeah, for sure. Wow. Huh. I don't know anything about these teams. Are these teams not in the same conference? Did Western Kentucky go to so much conference realignment, even in the group of five? Because I know Southern Miss moved to the Sun Belt recently.
Western Kentucky's in the CUSA, I believe.
The CUSA. I like that. I've never heard anyone call it. Yeah, they are. Give me Southern Miss. Give me the Golden Eagles. Brett Favre. Shout out.
Scooters Coffee Frisco Bowl. UNLV Rebels versus the Ohio Bobcats.
Yeah, I like UNLV here. Dan Mullen, year one, he's still building. They're gonna get some momentum here in this game.
The Sheridan Hawaii Bowl, a homecoming for Jaron Sagapuatele.
Sagapatele. I've nailed that. Sagapatele. He's such a good quarterback.
Who's the quarterback for Hawaii too? This game's gonna be awesome. Is Lupoi coaching?
I hope so. I like the Bears here. I know they don't have their head coach. They're going interim head coach. Sagapatele is a hell of a player, and you can get a dub with an interim head coach with that guy playing. 100%.
The Game Above Sports Bowl.
Yeah, in Detroit, what used to be called the Little Caesars Bowl, out in Detroit. I like Northwestern, despite it being a Chippewa home game.
The
What are these game matchups? Holy smokes!
New Mexico, the Lobos.
Who did better against UCLA this year?
Jason Eck. Jason Eck got a big extension.
Yeah, as he should. He finally got the Lobos. 9-3 Lobos is crazy to see. I mean, they looked the part when they played UCLA earlier in the year. This is kind of a scarier matchup for PJ Fleck, but I mean, the athletes in the Big Ten, like, I'm going Minnesota here. No turnover. You got Drake Lindsay. They're gonna get it done. FIU UTSA
in the First Responder Bowl. Shout out to Serve Pro.
Shout out to FIU, man. Remember we played them last year? That was fun.
Yeah, it's a good squad.
Yeah.
Fun squad.
Let's go UTSA, though.
What about the Go Bowling Military Bowl?
Okay, now we're getting interesting here.
As I say, now we're talking.
Heinzel. I like this pick quarterback, and I think he's going to get it done. He's going to show out. He's going to dice him up. This is a sick matchup.
The Pinstripe Bowl, Penn State versus Clemson, being played inside Yankee Stadium. This is a home game for Penn State and Clemson somehow.
I like Grunkmeyer. Grunkmeyer's comfortable. Still got the same guys. I don't know how many opt-outs Penn State's going to be dealing with. We'll see. Penn State.
The Wasabi Fenway Bowl. UConn Huskies, now being coached by Jason Candle. I don't know, no idea if he's coaching. Versus the Army Black Knights. Brad, who you got?
It's a great hire for UConn, by the way.
When I worked
at UConn, watch out for them.
When I worked at Fenway, Brad, I would have been working the Fenway Bowl.
Back in the day.
Yeah, back in the day.
Back in the day. I like the Huskies here. Let's go with the Huskies. I think they'll get it done. Jim Moore left a really good nucleus over there in that program. So I think
the Notre Dame-less Pop-Tarts Bowl, Georgia Tech and the BYU Cougars. Brad, who you got?
Fuck Northwestern or Notre Dame for opting out. By the way, like all those schools that opted out, like the fine, the $500,000 fine isn't big enough. Anyways, Haynes King taking on BYU and Bear Bachmeier. I like BYU. I think they're a damn good football team. I think they're gonna get it done. Sataki's still there. They're gonna be focused. They're gonna.
This is gonna be an awesome football game.
Yeah, it's gonna be a fun one to watch. Can't wait for that one. Because I'm reading these matchups for the first time live. By the way.
Yeah. Fresno State, Miami, Brad, in the Snoop Dogg Arizona Bowl. Let's go.
My days.
This is electric.
Yeah, this is fun. Fresno State, that's just a logo pick right there. Fresno State, that's a football school. They're gonna get it done.
That's not a logo pick, Brad. That's a coast pick. The Isleta, New Mexico Bowl. The North Texas Mean Green and the San Diego State Aztecs.
Offense versus defense here. North Texas, coachless.
Yeah, coachless North Texas. North Texas loses their head coach, but made their head coaching hire. San Diego State, elite defense, like you noted, but lost their defensive coordinator.
I like San Diego State here. Yeah, an upset.
The Tax Slayer Gator Bowl, one that we Indiana fans know a little too much about. The Virginia Cavaliers, the Missouri Tigers. Brad, who you got?
Duval. Love that. Virginia absolutely choked that ACC title game. I mean, I called it. They should be in the playoff. Like, what are those boys feeling? You know, Mizzou's going to go in there and they're gonna get the job done, and they're going to win.
From the Missouri Tigers to the LSU Tigers, Brad, the Kinder's Texas Bowl. Houston gets a home game. LSU, Houston, who you got?
It's got to be LSU, right? Like, I just can't.
Is Lane's got to be coaching, right?
I don't think he is, but I mean, I know Houston's had a great story. Connor Weigman, they're building. They did something really cool, and I think if they pull off this win against LSU, that's
they got
awesome.
better defense than people want to give them credit for. I think this is one of the first ones where I disagree with you.
Yeah. I just, they're picked to finish last in their conference, and I think I'm still just holding on to that. And I'm not respecting the fact they're 9-3. So as a Hoosier fan, I'm going to flip this pick. I'm going Houston. We got to go Houston here. Just on the realm of, I'm going to give credit where credit's due, and I think they're being underrated by me just 2 minutes ago. So I'm going to take them. Connor Weigman. As long as he's playing, that pick is going to hold.
We have the shout out to JLab. JLab obviously sponsors the Mendozas. The Mendozas use their JLab partnership to provide the team with headphones. Super, super cool. But the JLab Birmingham Bowl, we got the Georgia Southern Eagles. We have App State, the App State Mountaineers, one of the beneficiaries of teams declining bowl games. So who you got, Brad?
I just can't pick a 5-17. I just can't do it. The thing is though, like 5-7 teams historically in bowl games are like oddly very successful in those games because I think they're like a little more fired up. Like they weren't expecting it. They might come in there with some juice. An old school Sun Belt rivalry as well. I think FCS rivalry. I think these two teams are rivals, like way back in the day. I think this is like a sicker game that people are giving it credit for. Fuck it, App State. Let's go. Let's do it. Let's go.
I love it.
Yeah.
The Radiance Tech. I knew I shouldn't have interrupted you there because you were on to something. You were taking yourself somewhere.
Yeah, I was. You're on the brain flow a little bit.
We got the Radiance Technologies Independence Bowl, Brad. Coastal Carolina, Louisiana Tech. What was the master of the eye test see here?
Isn't the Independence Bowl in Shreveport, Louisiana? This is a home game for the Bulldogs.
A lot of home games.
I like the Bulldogs here. The grossest color matchup of all time.
The Liberty Mutual Music City Bowl. Do you think Brett McMurphy is devastated he can't put Indiana in this anymore? Tennessee, Illinois, Brad. Who you got?
I don't know. I really don't know. I want to support the Big Ten here. Altmaier's last game, Joey Aguilar's last game. I'm a Vol. That's my SEC school. If I had to pick one. So it feels weird picking against the Volunteers in Nashville. It's gonna be very heavy Tennessee.
Another home game.
Yeah, it's gonna be.
And before somebody gives Nashville's Vanderbilt. Yeah, It's a
Remember
home.
all the hype about Illinois early in the year, and we joked about how they'd be in the Music City Bowl, and here they are in the
Yep.
Music City Bowl. It's funny how shit works. It's funny how right we are all the time. Maybe not necessarily in giving like picks like this, but in more so
In general,
in generalities, right?
when seeing trends,
I like Illinois here. I'm going to lean Big Ten.
I like it. Another chance for your alliance to be tested, Brad. We got the Valero Alamo Bowl. TCU playing in a home game against USC.
I like the Trojans here.
I like the fact that they offset some of these talent disparities with the home field.
It's nice. It's good.
This is the one
I
where
might be very wrong about the Tennessee Illinois game, by the way. Now I'm thinking about it a little bit. Could be very wrong about it.
this is the other one where Brett McMurphy is gonna be losing sleep. Where
Yeah, your worst nightmare. It's the Iowa
Indiana.
Hawkeyes.
The Vanderbilt's worst nightmare is Phil Parker and Kirk Ferenz on the other sideline. Like that, this game's gonna be awesome.
This game's gonna be so sick. They should just both wear black too. um, I like the Hawkeyes here. I think it'd just be really funny if they won. You're noticing a trend. I'm picking all the Big Ten schools.
Yes.
But yeah, I could see Pavia giving Iowa some problems just because of his dual threat ability, and his ability to just make things happen is kind of a recipe for success against a team like Iowa. I will say that. With that being said, taking Iowa, Gronowski legacy game.
The Tony the Tiger Sun Bowl, with the caveat that 3/4 of Arizona State's team has opted out and or hit the portal.
Pac-12 memory of the week. I went to the Sun Bowl back in 2005. I watched Brandon Brazil, receiver for UCLA, return two onside kicks for touchdowns. As Northwestern was trying to come back into the game, kept onsiding it. Brandon Brazil would just take the ball and run it back to the end zone. They have to start all over again. It was really funny. So shout out to Sun Bowl. Shout out El Paso. And yeah, I like Duke here. They're riding some good momentum. I like Darian Mensah. I like Cooper Barkate. Like, if you haven't watched Cooper Barkate play football, that's an NFL guy. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure that one out. That's a guy that can get a job at the NFL, pack his lunch to work and go work at the NFL. He can do it.
I love it. We got the Cheez-It Citrus Bowl, Brad. A week 2 matchup from last year, I believe. But the Michigan Wolverines, the Texas Longhorns, just a wonderful matchup of brands. I know we like to push back against the narrative of brands matter in college football because obviously when you're talking about the product on the field in 2025, it doesn't. But when you're talking about bowl games, especially in non-college football playoff bowl games, like you want to kind of see matchups like this with two historic fan bases that are both going to care about the outcome of this game. And so with that being said, Brad, who you got?
It's sentimental. It's nostalgic. We like this stuff. And I'm going to keep with the theme here. I'm going Michigan. Bryce Underwood. I heard he might be going on the portal.
I don't know where you've seen that.
I just group chats. People saying idiots saying nonsense on my phone. Directly
the
to
SRS Distribution Las Vegas Bowl. You have the Nebraska Cornhuskers, the Dylan Raiola-less Nebraska Cornhuskers, the Utah Utes. This matchup doesn't make any sense to me, Brad. Who you got?
I got Utah by a lot. It's this is kind of like Nebraska is trying to be Utah like so bad. They've been trying to be Utah for like 10 years. And it's just not like Kyle Whittingham's going to have those boys ready. Devin Dampier, last game of his career. I'm going to break the theme and go Utah here. I'm a big Utah advocate as I should be, but they would always spoil Jamora, UCLA Bruins, Pac-12 championship hopes every single year.
I love it. College football playoff quarterfinal, Brad, the Goodyear Cotton Bowl. You picked Texas A&M to advance to meet Ohio State. Who do you have advancing to the semifinal?
The Buckeyes, the second best team in the country. Let's not be ridiculous here.
Oregon finds itself in a Capital One Orange Bowl matchup with the Texas Tech Red Raiders, Brad.
What
Who
a
do you have?
game. I mean, oil money versus Nike money. I mean, it doesn't get any bigger than this. I mean, I will be hyping up this game when the time comes. And when we preview it, this will be an insane matchup. Almost impossible to pick because you really haven't seen Texas Tech play a team at the level of Oregon yet. You just haven't seen it, but to their credit, Texas Tech set the record, 12 wins of 20 plus or a record. A team has not been more dominant than Texas Tech was week in and week out as they set that record. With that being said, I like Oregon. Yeah, I think Dane Lanning their only losses to the Hoosiers.
Speaking of the Hoosiers, Brad, you picked the Oklahoma Sooners to meet the Indiana Hoosiers in the Rose Bowl, presented by Prudential.
I'm going to take Oklahoma here. Oh, no. All right, moving on.
We have the All-State Sugar Bowl. Ole Miss is meeting Georgia, Brad. Who you got?
Oh, God. What a horrible bracket this is.
Right?
Georgia got the best draw ever for a 3 seed.
They got to play Ohio State.
Yeah.
We have the Lockheed Martin Armed Forces Bowl, the Rice Owls, who are squarely in the crosshairs of the Notre Dame Fighting Irish after they've taken their ball and going home. So this could be a potentially big game for Rice, and the Texas State Bobcats, the Pac-12 bound Texas State Bobcats, mind you.
Love that for them, by the way. DJ Kinney over there, he's doing a good job, and what didn't have as much success as he had last year. A rivalry game of 2 Texas schools. Love that. San Marcos, a team that has had to rise the ranks, whereas Rice has kind of fallen down, being a former Southwest Conference member, and has kind of became irrelevant as they've focused more on academics over athletics throughout the years. With that being said, Rice is close. If you know, you know. I'm taking the Owls.
I like it. Didn't one of the McCaffreys go there? Luke?
Yeah.
The AutoZone Liberty Bowl, Brad, the Navy Midshipmen, the Cincinnati Bearcats. There was a story that came out this week that Cincinnati had an opportunity to hire Signetti and went with Satterfield because of his Power 4 experience.
That's fascinating. Fascinating. Shout out Brandon Sorsby. I'm going to be rooting for him in this game. I'm a big Navy fan. I'm always rooting for Navy.
He's in the portal too.
Is he really?
I'm almost positive he's in the portal. And all the Cincinnati fans were like, how the hell is he in the portal? Or how is he receiving offers already? And all the Indiana fans were like, how do you think he ended up at Cincinnati?
Homecoming, potentially. Compete with Alberto for the starting job. We'll see.
Nope, he can go find another job. That's cool.
Sorsby would be great QB2 depth. Don't deny it. All right.
QB2 for sure, but I doubt he wants to transfer to be a backup.
Yeah.
Who do you got?
Triple option. I mean, with Sorsby not in, I can't take the Bearcats. I got to take that triple option. Sorsby plays Cincinnati, but I got to take Blake Horvat and Navy in these games. I feel bad taking against Army earlier too, because it's if there's two schools that aren't going to have any sort of turnover in the offseason and be as is and be the same exact team as they were all season in their bowl game, it's going to be the Army-Navy schools. And, yeah, I'm taking Navy for that reason. And I might even have to switch my pick to Army for that logic as well.
The Duke's Mayo Bowl. The Wake Forest Demon Deacons. The Mississippi State Bulldogs, Brad. Who you got?
Oh my God. How did Wake Forest get to 8-4? Taking the Bulldogs here.
The Trust and Will Holiday Bowl. The Arizona Wildcats. The surprisingly 8-4 SMU Mustangs, who are also seeing a little bit of an exodus.
Did Kevin Jennings hit the portal?
No, but there was an offensive lineman or something.
Fascinating. I'm taking Taking SMU. Give me SMU.
We have Sugar Bowl is Georgia, Cotton Bowl is
I'm flipping
Ohio
it.
State.
Noah Fafita, last game of his career. Taking the Cats.
You got Ohio State or you got Georgia, Brad, in the Fiesta Bowl. Wait, yeah.
I like the winner of the Cotton Bowl here, Ohio State.
And then the winner of the Rose Bowl, the Indiana Hoosiers, the winner of the Orange Bowl, the Oregon Ducks, a rematch from a road game for the Hoosiers in week 7. Week
Just
8.
a matchup I really do not want to see personally. Like, my logic around beating teams twice, like as high as I am about Ohio State and Oregon, like it's hard to beat good teams twice. And the reality is that we're probably going to see Ohio State, if not Oregon as well, again. And it's just going to make things really difficult. Taking the winner of the Rose Bowl here, but this is where things get a little scary for the Hoosiers national title hopes, right? Facing teams that they've already faced before. The thing that makes me feel good is that we went to Eugene and put belt to ass to Oregon, right? Went to their place, beat them. What's going to happen on a neutral field? I think it's going to hold true. And we were a lot more healthy back then, too. We had Wyatt in that game, had Daly in that game. There's a lot of variables going on. And, yeah, but the reality is we're still a lot older than Oregon, and so I like us in that matchup. So bringing back to the championship where it's going to be a Big Ten championship rematch of Indiana, Ohio State, the two best teams all year. Everyone knew it. I'm taking Indiana, but this is going to be another coin flip game. Like, can we pull it out? And I think we had a lot more nerves probably going into that game than Ohio State. Maybe, I don't know. I'm just alluding. Yeah, it's just going to be tough to kind of beat Ohio State twice in 1 year, but that's what you got to do to win a national title these days, it seems like. So it's also very hard to repeat as national champion. I like Indiana here with the first ever 16-0 national champion.
I like it. You got no dispute for me. Do you have how many points are going to be scored in the college football playoff championship, Brad?
Probably like 20. Let's do 24. Let's go one more point than the last game. 14-10 this time.
Wait, what pick did we not make? Why does it say 45?
Bulldogs. Scroll down. Louisiana State. Now we're good.
All right, there you have it. That's the master of the eye test. Here's the group. Bang. There we go. There's the password. Heisman Mendoza. So, yeah.
Winner gets free hot sauce.
Winner gets a free bottle of SoCal hot sauce. So shout out to SoCal for the sponsorship, the donation, whatever you want to call it, all that good stuff. But yeah, so if you want, I guess I just put it in the YouTube video so anybody can join. But there's the code Heisman Mendoza. I guess what's the point in hiding it?
Eric Johansson, I think just from my own, logic of playing teams again, like I think the best path for us would be seeing Texas Tech and Georgia. I think that'd be the best ideal path for us. The reality is that the Big Ten is very strong at the top, and Oregon, Ohio State, they're gonna go far in the playoff. As far as my eye test is concerned, so yeah, we'll see what happens. But yeah, I guess I thought it was hard to beat three teams twice. Beating teams twice isn't a thing. That's more like it's a college football thing. You saw it in the conference championship this weekend. Duke got eviscerated by Virginia earlier in the year, and they went out and beat Virginia once they saw them again. Same thing happened
for Tulane,
Alabama, and Georgia. Did Tulane also lose to North Texas early in the year?
No, Tulane lost to Ole Miss.
But are they of equal? Are they? I'm not sure. We'll see. That's why we play the games, right? I
That
could
is
see
why
Tulane
you
going
play
out there
the
and getting a
game.
dub. That could happen. I do not. James Madison, they're in for that. It's gonna be tough for him. But Tulane actually
Well,
has a shot.
Chesney's another one he's in Los Angeles today, taking
Yeah,
the press
that's it.
conference for the UCLA job. Like, does he want to compete next year?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'll leave us with this, Brad, because we went an hour and 40 minutes, and good on us, honestly. Did not mention once that Indiana basketball is playing concurrent with this show. They just went to half, I think. It's 58-26 Hoosiers, so a really nice bounce back performance from the guys. I think this says Wilkerson's 8 of 11, which is insane.
That's insane.
Yeah. Wilkerson's got 20 in the first half. He's just letting it go. 4 of 6 from deep. So yeah, Indiana basketball is going to be all right. They played a really good team in Louisville over the weekend. We don't have to really get into it. The start of that game was a disaster, and they never kind of really recovered. But this is an Indiana team that's going to look wildly different at the end of the season than they do right now, which is why me and you have been cautioning patience on this podcast for months. And like, this Kentucky matchup is going to be a really big deal coming up. That's on the 13th, but Kentucky doesn't look as good as we thought Kentucky was going to be. So both teams kind of really need that one, but both teams might be, or Kentucky is probably a little bit closer to our level than we thought they were going to be. So I don't know. It's too early to say anything about these teams, but if this is the Lamar Wilkerson that Indiana basketball is going to get, then yeah, they can beat anybody in the country.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's probably what I'll probably toss on Indiana basketball when we hop off.
Yeah, I might just have to stick with John's logic here where it's 3. It's 3. It's hard to beat a team 3 times.
It is hard to beat a team 3 times.
It's still hard to beat a team twice, all right? Especially if it's Ohio State and Oregon. We gotta give respect to these schools. Like, just
you also got to give respect to schools like Texas Tech and Georgia. And
we're not going to be the number one that just overlooks every team because we're number one. We're not going to be like that. No, we got to understand where we come from, understand our history, and be appreciative of where we're at, and understand that our throne could be taken away at any given moment. So we're not going to, and that we're going to be a watchdog for complacency, and we're going to attack each day as we normally do as Hoosiers in the Signati program. So, you know, in that sense, like, I feel really good about going into Oregon and Ohio State, but you know, fact remains, it's hard to beat good teams twice. It just is.
You got any closing thoughts, Brad?
No, go Hoosiers, go Lamar Wilkerson, 58.5. That's sick. Let's go. Let's put on another $100, get the confidence back, and then we got a big game against Kentucky on Saturday. So we got to lock in.
I like it. And like I said, we have the Capital One Bowl Mania. We'll post the link on the I guess we can put it on all accounts, but it will be on the Indiana Voice of College Football account. Follow that account, or follow me, or follow Brad. Hit one of us in the DMs. We'll send you the password, or you can just kind of go rewind the video and see when I flashed it on the screen. But that's more so just to see, just make sure people are like,
password.
Yeah, it's just make sure people are engaged. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you can't have
it's not to like really keep people out. And then we'll have to get the winner's information. We'll do that. All that through DMs and stuff. Yeah, all that'll be tweeted out.
That'll be fun.
But yeah, and then put on hoops, and if you're watching on Twitter, if you're watching on the Sigs Inside account, hop on over to YouTube. Please like, comment, share, subscribe to Indiana at the Voice of College Football on YouTube. You can follow us on Twitter, me at Alec Keyser, Brad at Bradley_Loomis8. Shout out to the boys. Wave, Nick Skrill, Signar. The intro song is 1621. The outro song is The Sweet Sound of Butter Symphony. It won't be Sunday this weekend, but there will be a second pod this week, and we will have a guest, at least one guest. So we'll see.
Some call-outs from the Hoops game. They started Sam Alexis over Reed Bailey, and Reed Bailey's having a great game. 13 first half points off the bench. Interesting. Got to figure out a way to have those guys play at the same time if we're going to have any shot of contending with some of the bigger teams out there. And also, no Josiah Miles yet today. I don't know if that's injury or coach's decision. Something to keep note as they shorten. It seems like they're shortening the rotation to 8, which is standard for tournament play. So, yeah, go Hoosiers.
Yeah, I'm about to turn on the second half. Shout outs. Yeah, we'll be back later this week. I don't know who I was about to shout out because I already shouted out the boys. And yeah, check out the Voice of College Football. We'll be releasing videos and all that good stuff. And like I said, we'll have a couple guests in the next couple weeks. So exciting times ahead for your number one, officially number one ranked Indiana.
Undisputed number 1.
Who's
any year post pre 1998, that's a national title. Just remember that.
Love it. We'll see you guys later this week.
See ya.
Oh, the outro video never got said. Ooh. There we go. Bang.
Bang.